Hi, Raunak.
Hello, sir.
Hi, looking pretty good.
Thank you, sir.
All right, okay, so we've already seen a lot of your interviews, and you come across as someone like who's really sorted and very pretty good answers.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, all right. So first of all, poetry. So would you like to talk about poetry a bit?
Yes, surely. And how that helped me also, I'll mention that.
Surely, then like we'll have it from you. How poetry helped you and like kept you going and in life apart from UPSC.
So one thing, can't I see your face once?
Oh, okay. So that's we haven't really done that ever. So
Okay.
so yeah. So maybe we can have a call later about it, and we can have a one-to-one face
Okay,
talk.
okay, sir. So I'll start with about my poetry.
Yeah, that'll be a good idea.
Okay. So I write poems both in Hindi and English.
Okay.
And it's not that, and it was even asked in my interview that who inspired you to write to start writing poems.
Mhm.
But there was no a particular person who actually inspired me.
Mhm.
I started writing on my own. The reason being that I was in West Bengal board, state board, class 10, and we had Hindi ka there was a huge amount of grading to Hindi,
Okay.
and we had to write essays and all. So at that time I started making poems on my own,
Okay.
and including them in the essays. And from Hindi it shifted to English, and
Okay.
now it's both. I'm
Okay.
writing in both, and
Okay.
it actually helped me in my essay writing as well this time, because as I've already mentioned that I can make poems instantly on any particular topic.
Okay.
So like if there is any topic of the essay, for example, economy and environment. So if we can make a 6 to 8 line poem, which actually links the impacts of both and makes a gist of the entire essay, that will give an elevation to the answer. So I use that in both my essays, and try to end also with something very extraordinary or something was unconventional. For example, I used the concepts like world preamble. For example, if there is any topic which impacts the entire globe, for example, environment change. So I concluded by saying that let's adopt a world preamble wherein, and then I wrote in the terms of the Indian preamble itself. We, the people of the globe, hereby resolve to constitute the world into a stabilizing, sustainable, and what those
That's
flowery word,
yeah.
which actually give an elevation to the essay.
That's a very innovative approach and very looks like a very considerate approach as well.
Yeah.
All right.
So like you can use any of your talents in the essay writing or any of the papers. Like some people can make stories very well, and if you can write stories, you can start with a story, or you can end with a story, or you can include a very important part of the body in as a story. So that helps.
Okay.
Whatever you are good at, you can use that in your answer writing.
Okay. Wow. So any poem maybe at top of your head which you can recall, maybe you would want to share.
Yeah, okay, then I have one poem. As I mentioned about environment and economy, I made one poem on that. The earth was fine, lush greenery divine, melody sung sweet, the rules define. But for the greedy, lusty maverick, peace became thinner, airs got thick. Nature got replaced by the mindful mind, and alas, we yearn for a great rewind.
Wow. Wow. That is powerful. And in fact, I would say no. That recently we did a video on Rabindranath Tagore ji. So looks like impacts there. All right,
Yeah,
pretty solid.
that might be a thing.
Okay, so like, would you like to talk to other team members as well?
Yeah, surely, sir.
All right. So since you were talking about essays and all, so I'm handing it over to SSR only.
Okay.
Hi Raunak,
Hello, sir.
how are you?
I'm fine, sir. How are you?
I'm doing good, thank you. You've become the heartthrob of the nation.
No, sir. That is an exaggeration, sir.
You look like one and you speak like one.
No, sir.
Okay, so can I ask a question?
Yes, sir.
Right. Okay, you come from a business community and you have a degree in commerce and your optional is accountancy and you're a CA by qualification.
Yes, sir.
How do you move from this to wanting to join the bureaucracy?
So I'll just give an example. We all know about Maslow's need hierarchy theory. It's present in most of the topics. So उसमें एक self actualization aim है ना. So that can be a reason that I left this. And when I was in class, I have told this in various interviews. When I was in class 12, my grandfather told me that पैसा बहुत कमा लेगा, but satisfaction और इज्जत नहीं कमा पाएगा. So this can be one of the sources. So you do that. And so because बहुत difficult exam है, जैसे हम 2 बार I couldn't clear the prelims. So सर अगर finally had I not been able to clear this, I wanted to have something as a backup option. So I did my CA and CFA. So that अगर suppose 30 years तक अगर हम कुछ नहीं कर पाते तो it's not that I'll go into a depression and don't have anything else to do. So I completed my professional courses as well.
So that's the true entrepreneurial spirit, right? That this is what you want to do and you're going for it regardless of whatever the consequences may be.
Yes, sir. And so I even left the job because I did not join it rather because in 2016 when I completed my CA, I had got a very handsome package in 2 or 3 companies, but I did not join them. It's because had I joined it even for 6 months or a year, I was very afraid that I might get into that corporate cakewalk and all that stuff. So better to leave it and get into the preparation.
You were afraid you might start to like it.
Yeah, that was the main thing. That's what I told you. So better to leave it, not see that picture only.
See, that's again a brilliant thing, right? You knew what you wanted to do and you kept your focus. There were other things which could have lured you, even things which were probably good enough, but then you thought that if this is what I want to do, this is what I should go towards.
Yes, sir.
Okay. See, you had the commerce and accountancy as an optional. Now again, a lot of students don't generally go for this particular subject as an optional. People generally go for social sciences, say sociology or pol science or pub ad, or maybe they go for maths or physics, people who have that kind of a background. Accountancy is a very unique kind of an optional. What made you choose this apart from, of course, your educational background? And how did you go about studying for this particular optional?
So one thing I would like to say first of all that many people don't take choosing the optional very seriously. They think that something which is something which rewards better marks, that is a better optional. But optional is something which should be your strength already. So because I had my history, I had already my graduation, my CA and my CFA. So I was well versed in all the subjects of commerce, specifically paper 1. So it's always better to go into the waters in which you already know. And so because we have to devote a lot of time for commerce, for optionals. So taking commerce actually saved quite a lot of time from there. That was the reason. And so one more request to the students that many people who are great in their graduation and professional courses also, they leave that and take some other scoring optionals. But it's definitely a personal choice. But if you think that you are really great at a particular subject, do choose that as your optional. Whether it's scoring or not doesn't matter. Because if you are good at it, you will fare well in it.
Right. Again, brilliant words of advice. Thank you so much, Raunak. One more question. Considering again, it's a very different kind of an exam from the type of exams that you have to write for mains, different from say general studies and everything. How did you go about approaching the essay paper? Again, similar question: sociology, pol science, pub ad, all these things might sort of help you write a good essay. How did you prepare for the essay paper, considering that the accountancy subject might not directly help you in writing a good essay?
So rather, accountancy did not help me that much in the essay writing, except for some of the theories. For example, like I mentioned Maslow's hierarchy theory, that could have been mentioned in essay writing as well. But that is something which is present in almost all the optional theories.
Right.
That was not something which gave me an edge. But the thing is that, sir, I would like to mention here 2 things. One is essay writing and the other is GS4. These 2 are topics wherein almost everybody is on the same level, except those who are inherently good at it, except the people who can write well. almost all the others are on the same level. So if you dedicate more time to these two papers, these can actually elevate the entire marking pattern and your ranks. Specifically talking about how I prepared for essays, sir, I knew that as compared to a person who has sociology optional or a pol science optional, I would have been at a disadvantage. But sir, it's not necessary that you have to know some famous people and various ideas to write a good essay. The basic idea, there are some very basic requirements for an essay. One is more number of dimensions. So whenever I was writing an essay, whenever I was preparing a draft to write an essay, the main thing that I thought was that what are the topics in my mains answer? What are the syllabus for mains? One is historical, one is sociological, one is economical, one is science and technological. So if one is thinking through all those dimensions, the other can be what extra thoughts and current affairs actually can be used in the essay directly. I'll just give an example. This time there was an essay that ability to accept and courage to change is a key to success. I think this is one of the essays. This was in group A. It is a philosophical kind of essay, and so even knowing that philosophical essays are being asked, I had not written even a single essay which was truly philosophical. And in the exam, I was like, I do not know what to write. But then what I did was, because we have already studied so many things, like how to approach this essay, for example, I tried to incorporate as many things into that so as to supplement and complement my view. So I always try to start any particular essay abstractly. Like something, we can start from the Stone Age. We can start with the definition of success, which actually uses some flowery and very philosophical perspective. Along with that, I gave an example at Human Capital Index, which was released by the World Bank recently, and India said that we will not accept that because this has not taken into consideration all the various steps which the Indian government has taken. This falls for a very good example that we are not able to accept and no courage to change. Again, at that time, India did not accept that the economy is faring poorly. I mentioned that as an example. Then I used the example of world history, that how Russian Revolution, why did that occur? Because of the regime. How French Revolution occurred. How British crown is still into power because they accepted that no, democracy has to be there and I'm changing, but still I am there as a figurehead. So if we can use these aspects which we have already studied, that gives dimension to the essay writing. One more thing is that I try to write in subpoints. Like various people have different ideas. Many people do not prefer subheadings, but I used to give 3 to 4 subheadings. And like if I write 10 pages of an essay, first 1.5 pages, for example, an introduction, then every subheading will have 2 to 3 pages, and that will give a coherence, and actually it will help you write a better essay because you have clarity of thoughts. The subheading, but should be catchy. Like I try to use some very, very catchy words. Like if the Atmanirbhar is something which is going on, use Atmanirbhar and complement with the topic of the essay. Like if you want to club 2 important topics, you can write Samanvay in it. So these actually make something that the subheading catchy, and the essay might become
right. Perfect. That sounds brilliant. Actually, the more you can integrate current events and issues and just whatever is happening in the world and in the country, the better it is for both GS as well as essay.
Exactly. And so one more thing, because I had made 2 separate documents. One was a statistics document and the other was a sports document. And there are some common topics, like around 15, 20, 25 topics, which are asked in GS also. For example, social issues are there, women, education, environment, science and technology. There are some international relations, media, health. So these are topics which actually are asked in GS papers also and in essay writing also. So I made the headings of these, and whenever I got any particular statistics related to that, I wrote in that document. And after I had plenty of statistics available, I just read it every 1 or 2 days so that I could use it in my essay writing and GS papers. Similarly, the quotations. And we can actually use quotations in GS papers also. I'll give an example. In GS paper 2, we have international relations. 1 to 2 questions are asked every time. So in this time in US-India relation, I had used the quotation that in foreign relations, there is no permanent friend or no permanent enemy, only permanent interest. So
Right.
if you start with it or end with it, it makes the answer better.
Perfect. That's the cherry on the cake, right?
Yes, sir.
Right. How did you approach your current affairs preparation? Like newspaper reading, how much time did you devote? How did you make your notes?
So it depends on person to person. Many people prefer making notes from the newspaper or from the online videos which they say, which
Right.
they see. But what I followed was that I read a newspaper just to go through events, not to
Okay.
memorize it or to make notes.
Okay.
And I read the Indian Express specifically because it has that explained page in it, which I found very helpful for
Right.
all three levels: prelims, mains, and interview.
Okay.
Along with that, I used to see three things daily on YouTube. One is only IS prelim booster news discussion.
Mm-hmm.
The other is sleepy classes pre-cure, and the other is sleepy classes pre-mix. These three daily, but did not make any notes of them. I just wanted to know that this is a topic which is there as a current affair.
Okay.
And after the end of the month, a monthly magazine is released. Like I used to follow two monthly magazines, Insights and Vision IS.
Okay.
Depends on the time you have. Because I had failed twice in prelims, I had plenty of time to go for the current affairs. So I followed. If you are the first attempt, if you are in the first attempt or second attempt, you can just follow one. Depends on the time which you have. This actually helps you see that particular current affair twice or thrice. I have already read in the newspaper. I saw in videos.
Right.
I saw in two of the magazines.
Right.
After 2 or 3 months, you get to know what kind of topics pop up in the magazines. So if in September, for example, or in October, I'm seeing a video, premix, and I think that this might not come in the magazine.
Okay.
So I had a copy. I just wrote those points, which might not appear in the magazine, so that if it is not there, I can read it through this.
Okay.
And after the year, like before a month or two before the prelims, I also read Rao's study focus. I think that is like a PT only, but in a better fashion. So I studied Rao's study focus.
Okay.
This is for the prelims.
That's quite comprehensive.
Yeah.
Any suggestions for accountancy book lists or whatever material that students could refer to?
So regarding book lists, there are paper 1 and paper 2.
Right.
Paper 2 has broadly four topics:
Okay.
organizational theory, organizational behavior (OT, OB), human resource management (HRM), and industrial relations (IR).
Okay.
I followed two materials: Vajiram and Ravi's materials and Ranker's classes notes. These two I had my Xerox and I followed both of them. It's not that only one of them or something from somewhere. I followed both of them.
Okay.
But I made notes of them in each other. For example, I know that a particular topic of, for example, perception, it is better in Ranker's notes.
Okay.
But there are some topics of Vajiram which are absent in the Ranker's notes.
Okay.
So either I had written there beside that Ranker's page, visit page itna of Vajiram and Ravi, or I had mentioned that point there, so that I do not have to study a particular topic from two places, but I have those two places for knowledge for that topic.
Right.
This was the basic thing. This is something which should be done. Don't stick to any particular material. No particular coaching institution can be comprehensive and exhaustive. But along with that, I Googled them. Each and every topic I Googled them and found out some artistic diagrams, word diagrams, which I can use in my answer writing.
Nice.
Like we know the DNA strands, right? DNA strands.
Correct. Yeah.
There's a topic called formal and informal organization. So I found this on Google. This DNA strand, it's written informal.
It's called a double helix.
Formal. And then and here we are writing efficiency, the benefits. So ultimately you are writing the same things. For example, importance of informal organization, but this brings a new element to the answer.
Right. It makes your presentation a whole lot better and different from the others.
Exactly. Along I have used this in another video also. Like there is an iceberg. We know that just a tip of the iceberg is being seen, and the balance is below the water.
Right.
So that tip is in the formal organization. Balance is informal organization, which is called grade.
Wow.
So and I did not do anything of my own. I found them on Google. In Google, I had to search a lot. I had wasted hours.
That was the effort, right, that you put in.
Yes, but it helped. It was not a wastage at all.
Oh, absolutely not. No effort goes wasted as long as you take it to conclusion.
Yes. And I also used quotations in my optionals as well. For example, for goals, there's a quotation that if somebody tells you to shoot at a particular thing with an arrow, then the first question should be at what, and that is the goal. This was said by a very very famous personality. I don't remember. So if I start my answer with this, or I just in the second or third line I write this and underline this, it adds a flavor to the answer.
रौनक तुम तो दिल से शायर हो यार.
Thank you, sir.
You're using quotations in an accountancy optional. That
I did.
Wow, nice.
हम बता दें कि हम थोड़ा सा ज्यादा बोल दिया पेपर 2 के लिए. पेपर 1 हम बोला ही नहीं एक्चुअली. तो
please take your time.
Paper 1 has both practical and theoretical aspects. Everybody can follow the background books. मतलब a graduate can follow BCom books. A CA can follow inter ka books. Whichever suits you. What I did was I did from my inter ka books little कुछ topics and balance वही Vajiram and Rankers का पूरा चीज. I did that comprehensively. And the most important thing is to solve the previous year question papers. And I think this is true for any optional, because some of the questions get repeated. You get a trend of which questions are asked in alternate years.
Right.
And so evaluate the past year questions and see which questions are more important. Along with that, when you're solving a practical question, just don't stick to the computation. For example, if we are told to compute the net present value (NPV) question for a particular project, I used to write an introduction on it. NPV वो क्या होता है, on which it is based on a time value of money by discounting the proceeds and deducting it with the initial output. Just itna tha. Then computation of NPV, that is the main answer. Then notes, then working notes, wherein whatever workings or computations I've used in the main answer, I'll write those. And then notes, wherein I will mention some of the assumptions which I may have used, or some theory which is relevant here, or some law which is relevant here. And then conclude with an evaluation of yours and analysis of yours. Ki the NPV is itna, and normally assuming the rate of return as 10%, this is not viable. I'm just giving an example.
Right.
These actually, and this is necessary for paper 1 ka practicals. This is very necessary.
Right.
And for the theoretical aspects of paper 1, I studied them from the same areas, nothing specifically different. But I followed the word diagrams. Like if I want to write any particular, for example, importance of NPV, so I make an importance of NPV ka box and then make branches and write them. Or different, not everywhere the same branches, different diagrams. So
depending on what you're writing,
it saves time and makes a better presentation. Perfect.
Any last minute tips for those who will be writing their prelims this year, considering again you've had 2 failures in the prelims earlier and you bounced back, came back stronger and went all the way in the subsequent attempt. So what is that key message that you would like to give to students who will be writing the exam in this October?
So prelims ke liye, I am not the correct person because I have a very bad baggage there.
I'm not asking for the strategy, just keep the motivation which everyone needs to, at least particularly in these times when there's so much uncertainty involved around everything.
I'll say just one thing, that many people start preparing for mains without even knowing whether they will clear the prelims or not. I did this in my first attempt. I was not preparing for mains, I was focused on mains. I used to see insights ka question answer and all those things, although humko kuch aata nahi tha. So I would just say one thing, give your mocks quite early. Abhi we have 2 months. I have had a talk with 2 or 3 people who will be appearing this time. They have not given a single mock. They are saying hum 1 mahina baad de dega jab I'll have 1 month left. I just want to say that mocks are so that you can improve on your weaknesses, not just to know your scores. Give mocks so that you have a lot of time available in your hand and you can improve in your areas. एक तो mock ज़्यादा solve करना है. Second is that method of appearing. One of my seniors had told me that we can write 4 grids on each page. One is A, which is हमको आता है and I'm attempting it. One is half T for Tukka, which is we have 4 options and I am confused within either A or C. B and D हमको पता wrong है, so it's half tukka. Similarly, 1/3 tukka, wherein A, B or C में कुछ हो सकता है, and one is full tukka, FT, which is total blank guess and 6 cents accordingly.
Right.
So subconsciously we have in mind कि हम full tukka or 1/3 tukka को बाद में attempt करें. But if we have a grid of this pattern on every page, तो क्या है कि we are not making that mistake first of all. We are minimizing the guesstimate का error.
Right.
And thirdly, we are attempting smartly. So when we are reading for the first time, we are marking the answers which we think on the question paper itself. Suppose question 1, I am sure कि ये answer B ही है, so I'll mark B, not in the OMR, just in the question paper.
Okay.
Suppose question 2, I am confused, it's either A or C.
Right.
And हमको लग रहा है it's A. I'll just mark A and then make a circle at question number 2 and a question circle at C. मतलब उनमें से कुछ हो सकता है. Similarly, I'll solve 5 questions.
Right.
Every page has approximately 5 questions in UPSC का paper.
Right.
Then after 5, I'll go for A. I'll see कि हमको उन 5 में कौन सा A वाला factor हमको आता है और हम attempt कर रहे हैं.
Right.
Suppose it's 2. I'll write 2 there and I'll solve the entire 20 pages. After that, I'll count A का कितना आया. It's suppose 40. So normally 80 हो जाना चाहिए if you're sure, but still we'll assume कि 75 आ रहा है.
Okay.
And assuming the cutoff is 105, I need 30 more marks.
Right.
Then I'll go for half T.
Right.
Suppose पूरा पेपर सॉल्व करके half T आते हैं 30 questions.
Right.
Probability apply करके 15 are right, 15 is wrong.
Right.
15 का 30 मिल गया right का और 15 wrong का 10 gone.
Right.
I have 20 left.
Right.
20 marks. So now my score is 95. I need 10 more.
Right.
Then I'll attempt 1/3 tukka wala. So and this is only for those who cannot fare well in the prelims.
Right.
Those who can easily get 120, 130, rather I should be taking advice from them. So yeah, that is the thing.
No. So of course you can get 120, 130 in the exam. That's not the thing. But what you just said in the previous 2-3 minutes is the exact same strategy that we recommend to every student who calls us for prelims. That it's not about the marks. You've got to analyze what questions did you get right. Did you actually know, or were you just bluffing and you got them right by chance? And which ones did you get wrong? Did you not know them, or you thought you knew them and you still got them wrong? That's where you have to analyze. If you thought you knew something and you got it wrong, that's where you need to improve, right? So I can tell that your structured approach for prelims, for mains, for interview reflects who you are, reflects your personality, and probably reflects the rank that you've secured at the national level.
Thank you, sir. And one more thing that if you follow in the mocks, then you can evaluate कि A is suppose 40 आ रहा है, A is 40, and actually I ended up getting only 20 correct. It means my basic idea is totally wrong. I am studying it the very wrong way. But if my tukkas are getting wrong, it means my guesses are getting wrong. So then you can actually see whether I should guess more or I should prepare more, and that is how you actually evaluate on your mocks and get better marks in the prelims.
Right. Perfect. We'll probably scale it up someday using whatever you said. We'll try to put it in an algorithm.
Yeah, surely.
It's been wonderful talking to you, Raunak.
Thank you so much, sir.
We enjoyed the interview as well we did with you. We've enjoyed talking to you here. We've enjoyed all the other talks that you've given. And I am absolutely sure that whoever has watched this entire interview that we've done will immensely benefit from your words of wisdom.
I hope so, sir.
It's been a pleasure talking to you.
The pleasure is mine, sir. And I'm very thankful to Sleepy Classes. And I have actually followed. And one more thing, like there, you released 2 minutes ka videos, na? Like,
right. 2-minute series.
Once or before, although that extends to 5 or 6 minutes, but it's good. Like many people are saying that, nahi, just stick to 2 minutes. But if the topic requires more, do that, because those abrupt topics actually make you remind and revise in the subconscious mind, and that really helped me a lot. It really helped me a lot.
Right.
Along with, again, mains a day. That was also helpful. Like the important question, like there was a question on in GS1, Revolt of 1857. What are the important wars before 1857? This was one of the questions in mains a day, and I had not prepared for this because I could not remember all those wars. Right. But when I had seen this mains a day, I don't know who was teaching that, but that got registered in my mind and it helped me in my answer. So I'm really thankful to Sleepy Classes. Thank you so much.
That was the agenda behind it. Thank you so much, Raunak.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for taking time out to talk to us.
Thank you so much, sir.
Right. All the best for your future.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. All the best.
Thank you, sir.
Bye bye.
Bye.